This is the team of Island Air. Every day, they risk everything. The Kodiak Peaks and Wicked Seas make the island the world's most treacherous place to fly. These are the tales of Alaska's ultimate bush pilots.
Hey, listen, I just got a call. They're out of food.
A group of hunters in a remote area of Kodiak are in bad shape. A grizzly has torn their camp apart and destroyed their food supply. Hungry and desperate, and with life-threatening snow squalls on the horizon, they turn to Island Air for help.
I'll get the plane ready.
On this 3,500 square mile island, the weather changes drastically from 1 mile to the next. The weather might be calm and sunny at Island Air, and just over the mountain range, it's a blizzard. Veteran pilot Eric Howard sees situations in Kodiak that would rattle most pilots.
Flying in Kodiak is unlike flying anywhere else. You basically wake up every day not knowing what's going to happen out there.
Island Air's fleet of 6 planes are crewed by the most seasoned pilots on the island. They are essential to Kodiak's 14,000 residents. Today's flight takes Eric deep in Alaska's bush. The island feels prehistoric, with 1,800-pound Kodiak brown bears and a rainforest that grows ground moss 3 feet thick. In the bush, there are no towns, no emergency services, no dependable communication. If a pilot gets in trouble here, there's no coming home. Facing the challenge head-on, Eric charts his course to check on hunters whose status is still unknown. Suddenly, Eric hears something he doesn't like. Never a sound a pilot wants to hear 3,000 feet in the air.
Hi, how are you? I can't make it back. I've got to set her down somewhere.
Trouble is nothing new to bush pilots like Eric. He makes quick calculations and realizes he has only seconds to determine where he can put down. Eric is 5 miles away from the nearest body of water, Seal Bay. If he loses his only engine, the Beaver will drop like a rock.
I don't think I can make it to Seal Bay.
But one thing is certain, the hunters aren't coming home today.
Alaska's Ultimate Bush Pilots is brought to you by Kawasaki and the new Mule Pro FX.
Well, we got a group of hunters that are down in Deadman's Bay.
Deadman's Bay lies on the southwest side of the island, 75 miles from headquarters at Island Air. It's a hunter's paradise, with everything from mountain goats to the largest brown bears in Alaska.
They're going on 4 days overdue now. They haven't contacted us. They were supposed to have called me.
Island Air dispatcher Emily Pack is the communications lifeline between Island Air and hunters in the bush.
There's any number of things that could go wrong.
The hunters are running out of food, and a once-in-a-decade winter storm is putting their rescue in doubt. Veteran pilot Eric Howard's plane is experiencing an unknown mechanical failure.
I can't make her back. I've got to set her down.
Eric is desperately trying to find a place to land in Seal Bay before it's too late.
We're headed up to Seal Bay.
Bob immediately dispatches fellow pilot Keller Wadham and mechanic Richard Bellinger. The question on everyone's mind is whether this is a rescue mission or a recovery mission.
Richard, you just have to grab the carb?
It's already in there.
Okay.
Who knows? Could be a number of things. There's obviously a problem.
If Eric makes it to Seal Bay, the crisis is still far from over. Not knowing what's truly wrong with the Beaver, landing the 60-year-old plane could be disastrous. Eric makes it down safely, but Keller and Richard don't know exactly where he is.
You see him? No, not yet. Oh, wait, there he is.
We only got about an hour and a half with the way the sun is right now. So what was it doing?
About 20 minutes in, it started to do the full backfire.
Pop.
Could be a magneto problem or a carb problem. So always better to be safe and just land and figure it out on the ground instead of trying to push your luck and get the plane back.
Richard is up against the rapidly dropping sunlight. He has to get it fixed in the next 30 minutes, or the entire crew will be spending the night in Seal Bay.
So yeah, I think we figured out the problem is in the carb. Cold temperatures and water tend to cause things to freeze up a little bit around here.
The crew now knows what the problem is, but will their quick field fix do the trick?
All right, you're clear.
Keller and Richard follow Eric home. There's no guarantee that their repair will get him back safely.
Eric, how's you feeling? So far, so good.
Wilderness wear and tear takes its toll, even on a de Havilland Beaver. The planes need to have a full checkup every 100 flight hours.
So for sure then tomorrow night then we got,
Yeah, it'll be finished tomorrow night.
these are our lifelines, so we like to take care of them, look them over pretty good.
With one float plane in the hangar, the other Beaver has to work twice as hard.
It's time to get started.
Weather's changing, we're gonna get moving.
The weather window isn't wide enough to rescue the stranded hunters in Deadman's Bay. They're too far away. But life on Kodiak continues. They've got to get essential supplies out to the rest of the island. Food, mail, medicine, before the weather shuts them down.
We'll probably do 4 and 4 now, so all this and 4. Okay. Yeah.
This may look like miserable flying weather, but this is the best it's been in days.
We're way backed up. And when you're running a commuter, you definitely have to have the bodies and the boots on the ground. The island there, 7 Alpha.
7 Alpha Kilo, go ahead.
Yeah, were you trying to call me?
Yes, we still have the Alaskan mail sitting here.
Okay, coming back. Thanks.
Another prime example, I'm focused on getting my trip done, and they don't have the mail on board, so we're going to turn right around and get it. So one thing that happens, you know, when you're hyper-focused on things as a pilot, particularly when the weather's marginal, it's easy to keep all your focus on your airplane, forget the littlest things. I mean, my brain's all on how to safely get the job done instead of paying attention whether I got the mail on board. You know, it just tells me, slow down.
The predicted storm has hit Kodiak Island hard. Bad news for the hunters in Deadman's Bay. Island Air has been trying to contact them for 5 days, but still, no word.
I don't know if they have enough food. There are bears out there because they're staying in a tent. And with the kind of wind that is down there right now, I mean, I don't know that the tent is intact still.
You know, the longer it goes, the more urgent things become potentially when you don't know. Why don't you call Kostya?
Okay.
Kostyanga's, he's a lifelong resident of Okyok. He's been our weather source for all the years I've been here.
Hello.
Hey, Kostya, it's Bob at Island Air.
Oh, Bob.
Hey. What's the wind speed? I actually got a group on floats that I have to pick up.
It's at, say, 20, 25. Still coming out of northeast.
All right. You can see the weather's just marginal and, yeah, bursting downdrafts. Now, we can see these on the water when we land, but for takeoff, that's the biggest problem, is are we gonna have a safe takeoff and departure path? So, from experience, I'm gonna wait.
But the hunters are braving severe wind gusts. And one more day could be catastrophic.
Man, that wind is howling. Hold that side of the tent, it's coming down.
This looks like dangerous flying weather. But to Island Air, it's a calm in the storm.
We are leaving as soon as we can.
And their only chance to save a group of hunters in Deadman's Bay.
There comes the darn rain.
After 6 days with no communication from the hunting party, Bob fears for their safety.
Without communication, you just don't know what their status is.
They could be suffering from hunger, hypothermia, or worse, a bear attack.
We've been getting nothing but bad weather reports the last couple of days. We had a little bit of break this morning, so we're gonna go down there and see if we can make this happen.
Forecast is just for about a 1 day lull, and that's gonna hit us again, so we can't miss this window. We have to get it done.
We don't really know what to expect when we get down there. We know the wind direction and what we think it's gonna be doing, but just the way it's tucked in there, you know, you get the bad weather and the bad winds, it'll get pretty exciting.
You know, after doing this 30 years, you just know how the guys feel, and they're wondering from their perspective, you know, have they forgotten us? You know, their minds are telling them, you know, why haven't they come? That's why I'm anxious to get going. Everybody wants us to help out on other stuff right now. We haven't got time. These guys are priority.
Adding to the pressure, 4 hunters with over 1,200 pounds of gear is gonna take 2 beavers. De Havilland first built the plane in 1947. Of the nearly 2,000 beavers built, hundreds are still in service around the world.
The Beaver is a warhorse. It's tough. It's our go-to machine when the weather really starts to kick up.
It was built to land on water, snow, rough terrain, in the most unforgivable climates imaginable. But even with a Beaver, stormy weather plus the Kodiak wilderness equals danger.
You can see the gusts on the water, and she's bursting. I'm sure 35 or better right there. It's got to be to throw me around like this. This has been the concern this whole week. I'm going to move to the far side, but where we're going, if it's like this, and it's not impossible that we're going to get all the way down there, and we're not going to be able to get them. Yeah, this job's long from over. Long from over.
Island Air has 4 stranded hunters in Deadman's Bay and haven't heard from them in nearly a week. Bob is in the air to attempt a rescue, but his lifeline, dispatcher Emily Pack, has lost contact with him.
Bob has been down trying to pick up those guys out of Deadman's. He's been down there for about 45 minutes, so I'm kind of wondering if there's a problem.
There is a problem. Bob's trying to read the waves. He's concerned about the wind shear, a quick change in wind direction over a very short distance. As the airplane passes through the shear, lift and airspeed are lost, which could be the end of this rescue.
I got to circle around the land. You can see the shears right here, so we're going to have a pretty long taxi, I think. The other thing, too, is I don't see the guys. Oh, yeah, there's one.
Great to hear those beavers coming. I'll tell you what, Bob's our hero.
With their sat phone malfunctioning, the hunters couldn't make a distress call. Their only hope was Bob.
These are the days when people go, man, your job looks like fun,
Happy to be alive and out of here at the same time.
The celebration has to be short. Time is of the essence because the tide is going out, and the hunters could weigh the plane down so much the rescue team could get stranded as well.
Well, we've got tides going out, so when we load it, we have to make sure we don't get stuck or be on this beach another 12 hours.
Let's go, boy.
Got a really long taxi ahead of us, just so we can get in the right position to take off and do it safely.
I just got a call and they're telling me that the winds are 45, 50. Bob can get in there, but it's a question of getting out, which could mean that my planes are going to be stuck.
But Emily can't reach Bob, so he's unaware of the dangerous high winds that are threatening his takeoff.
So I got some gusts coming here. Oh, baby. Now accelerate like hell. This is where you don't slow down. We're low enough, I don't want to tip my wing. We're going to get over to that other side.
Nice job, Bob.
That was the part I was worried about the most on this entire trip, was right there.
We've been thinking for days about that take-em, too, I'll tell you.
It's kind of what I call a skid turn sometime. I don't like to bank. I just boot the rudder and slide her over.
Well, we love you, Bob.
You look down here now, it's blowing harder than when we came down. It's picking up again. If I'd rounded this corner and seen this on the way down, I wouldn't have kept going, I don't think.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, so am I. Sleep better tonight.
One night we spent 16 hours standing up, holding the tent, grabbing the beams and sewing things with cords and following the... We knew if we got out of that tent, we were hypothermic and we weren't going to make it. We had to keep that frickin' fort alive.
Thanks, Bob.
That's good.
You did it, man. Woohoo!
Oh, yeah.
Bob and Pete have completed their mission. The hunters are finally safe and sound back at Island Air.
Alive, buddy! We got down to a couple days left of food. And no one wanted the apricots because I ate a bunch of apricots one day and that didn't turn out so good. And then we had the deer meat out there, but we had this real cantankerous bear that was like every time we'd get a deer down, he was running us off the deer, and we knew that deer meat was the last. That was it, man. That was going to keep us alive. So it was either that bear or us, and it was not going to be us. It was going to be the bear.
This will go in the story bunker for sure.
If you're looking for adventure, Deadman's Bay. It's all out there.
I'm feeling pretty good, actually. I got this one done.
Good, thank you, buddy.
Having this smile on your face is just worth gold to us.
This is Jackie.
Now that's a familiar sounding voice. How you doing, sweetheart?
I've been so worried about you.
Just thinking about you and the kids kept me going. So, I love you, babe.
I love
Everything's just going. But it's a good feeling. I can relax now. I've got them out.